Hey, Walking Dead fans. Calmfirenate here to talk about another Who Did Negan Kill? The person we're going to be talking about this week is Eugene. Okay, so the reason number one that we could possibly think it's Eugene. And that's the finale, the way it wrapped up him. Okay, like he had this, moment where he's like, I'll take the RV, I'll lead them away. He has this moment with Abraham where he's like, they hugged it out, everything was cool. Then he gives Rick the how to make bullets. That in itself was kind of shocking. I'm like, why in the world would he just go out of his way to give Rick this information? Because this is kind of pivotal to who he is and how he helps the group in the future. So he gave the information to Rick. So now you're starting to think, well, if you already gave it to him, what's the point of having Eugene around, right? I mean, you can't help from thinking about that. The other thing is that Negan, he wants these people to work for him. Like, he wants these guys to be his people. He kind of explains that. Like, you're going to work for me, and you're going to pay up to me. Well, if you look at this group, he's one of the weakest members. Okay, Eugene is over there just kind of scared and kind of like in the corner. Why would Negan kill a strong member who can help him? He's going to take out somebody he thinks is weak and is not really going to help him, in the future. So again, this kind of doesn't bode well for Eugene. Eugene is the weakest member. You can tell. Even Carl's got more going for him than poor Eugene. So in this moment, Eugene, it kind of looks like Eugene might be the guy that gets it. Now, another point I'm going to make, and this is something I brought up before with Abraham, and it's that tweet, the infamous tweet that was made between Abraham Michael Cudlitz to Eugene Josh McDermott. And it was basically, had a good time working with you, so-and-so. Blah, blah, blah. But that particular tweet, at the when I use it, it could apply to both Abraham and it could apply to Eugene. Now, in this case, it would be like, hey, Eugene or Josh, had a good time working with you. Good luck in your future endeavors. It could be that. And that could have been Josh's final episode. So I think those are reasons that it could very well be Eugene. Now, a few reasons why it's not going to be. I don't think it will be Eugene. The one thing that I think is the biggest thing is that I've gone back and watched the finale several times, and so have many other people, and you kind of try to analyze exactly where Negan's standing, where he's looking, how he's pointing, things like that. In that moment at the very end, when he does pick his victim, and then he says, if the kid moves or the kid, does something, he looks to his right from the way he's standing. Now, the only person that's beside Eugene or further, right of Negan is Eugene. Okay, Eugene's all the way on the end, and then you have Carl. So it wouldn't make sense for him to be pointing that direction while he's standing over the person he's going to kill. So that's the reason why, that's probably the most obvious reason why I don't think it's Eugene. Other thing is that Eugene really has a lot to do in the stories. Like, he's very instrumental, not just with the being able to manufacture bullets, but he really helps, Alexandria grow, like their infrastructure and things like that. Like, he's a very smart guy and is someone who would, you would have to bring another smart person into the picture who could help figure out all this stuff out. Our people are just not capable of doing these things on their own. So they would need to replace him with someone else who's very smart to be able to make this happen. That is mainly the reason, because there's so many things that he does in the future with Alexandria and other things that his character would be kind of hard to replace. Now, if they were going to replace it, they might take his story and split it up between several different people, maybe people who don't die that should have died, and then maybe bring in someone who is smart and just kind of give it to them. So it's not a whole lot saying that it's not going to be Eugene. To me, it just feels like it just wouldn't make a lot of sense. But I think that's the point. I think the point is for us to think, why could all these people possibly be the ones that get killed? And then they're going to surprise us. And we're going to find out it's somebody maybe we didn't suspect. But that's all I got for Eugene. The next person I'm going to talk about is Maggie. Okay, Miss Maggie, who's sitting there just looking just absolutely like she's dying right now. We want to know what's going on with her, what's going on with the baby. But I'm going to make a case for and against Maggie next week. Maybe not next week, but the next time I do this video. But until next time, see you later.